Alright, so we are getting ready to get the RV washed up, get it ready for our trip this weekend. We are heading to the Florida Keys, and we're going to celebrate Alli's birthday, her 50th birthday in the Keys and in Key West. We're actually staying in Marathon Key this week, so if you're new to our channel, take a minute real quick, hit that subscribe button, and we'll get the video started. See, the RV needs a little bit of TLC. It's been a few weeks since we've used it, and the last time I mowed, I flipped grass all over it, so we're going to give her a nice little bath and wash her up. The amount of rain we've had recently is pretty ridiculous. It's been hard to keep ahead of it, and the weeds are growing and it needs mowed, and unfortunately our little stone pathway here sprayed it with Roundup, but then the rain just came and washed it right back off, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of weeding in order to get it back in shape and then spray it again. There are a couple things that I need to do in order to get ready for this trip, one of which is being I want to rotate the tires on this side. I've noticed that I'm getting a little bit of wear on that inside tire like I did in the past before I straightened this axle. This axle was pretty misaligned, and if you go back and look through our old videos, you'll see a video where I did a home axle straightening remedy, and it worked pretty good, but it's still wearing just a little uneven on this tire. I didn't notice it on the Gladiators that we had on here when I took them off. But then again, these Goodyear Endurance have, well, they got about 5,000 miles put on them going to Arizona and back last Christmas, and we've put probably another good 3,000 or 4,000 miles on them since then at least, so they're getting up there in mileage. So I'm just going to rotate that front one back to the back and the back one up here to the front. And then when we get back from this trip and I have a little bit more time, I'm going to work on straightening that axle a little bit more. It definitely doesn't wear as bad as it used to, though. That's one of the jobs for today, is to get those tires rotated. And I'm going to probably get inside and clean the inside out and get the refrigerator cleaned up and ready to go. See how humid it is. I just emptied this humidifier. I literally emptied this humidifier just like 3 days ago. So it's a little humid in Florida right now. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get in the RV here and get things cooled down and get the refrigerator started and get it cooling down and ready to go for the trip. I've had it shut off since our last trip, and it needs a little TLC. Yeah, since we left you the last time, which was the video, I believe, our last video was when we did the cruise show in Destin. I messed up my foot pretty good. Apparently, I got to be careful because I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and jumping around on stage, I come to find out I thought I literally broke my foot. I woke up in such immense pain that night after the show that I couldn't even sleep, and for 2 weeks it would get a little better, get a little worse. I thought it was a stress fracture at first, and then I started researching and I was like, I thought it was something to do with the metatarsal joints, and turns out it was. I went to the chiropractor a couple days ago and I had a dislocated metatarsal joint, and he about sent me through the roof when he put it back in. But once he did that, within immediately, well actually immediately, I felt like 80% better. So today, being a couple days removed from going to the chiropractor, it feels almost 100% better. So as I said before, this weekend, this Friday, we're heading to the Keys straight after Allie gets home from work and after I finish my work. We're going to spend Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we will actually be coming home Tuesday. So we'll actually have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So basically 3 days in the Keys. And we were just talking last night. It's kind of funny that 2 years ago was the last time we went to the Keys, and it was in September, and it was for her birthday, around her birthday. And then we have a trip planned in October to Helen, Georgia, and we're also going to go to back to Providence Canyon with some friends, some other YouTube channels, and also my sister and her boyfriend and some other friends are going to go. So it's going to be like a big group trip. And that was in October, and the same 2 years ago when we went to the Keys in September, we also went to Helen in October. So it's almost like deja vu. We're doing the whole thing over again. We're probably going to have some other camping trips in between there, hopefully. But it's just kind of weird how I felt like and ended up falling that way. But we wanted to do something for Allie's 50th birthday. It's a big birthday, and with COVID and everything, and it's just hard to have a big party. So we just figured, hey, it's been a couple years since we've been to the Keys, and we was lucky enough to get a spot at Curry Hammock State Park, which we've been trying to get in there. We've been trying to get into Bahia Honda, and those parks are hard to get into. And we actually 2 years ago we stayed at John Pennekamp for one night, and that's in Key Largo. The one we're staying at Curry Hammock, that's in Marathon. But we plan on going down to Key West, and spending like at least probably Saturday. It's 40 miles or 45 minutes or something like that down to Key West. So we'll do that. But we do want to try to kayak this time. We're taking the kayak. When we were there 2 years ago, we tried to kayak to Indian Key off of Isla Morada, and there was a tropical storm that was coming through around that time, and the waves were so rough that we couldn't do it. It's about a half an hour paddle, and it's about a quarter mile of open water there. So we're hoping we get over there to see Indian Key this time. Indian Key is an old island where it had a town on there that they used to salvage shipwrecks back in the 1800s. So be interesting to see the history there. Also, while we're in the Keys, it's kind of ironic, our friends Rick and Carmen, who just bought that RV, and we showed you a few trips back, they're in the Keys right now. They got there last night, and they're staying through Sunday, I believe. So we're probably going to get to see them Saturday while we're there. It's going to be that'll be fun. I guess he got all of his issues worked out with his trailer and his RV and everything, and Lazy Days took care of everything and got everything fixed up for him. So he's quite happy. They've been camping almost every weekend. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a little repair that I did on the back of the truck where I put a dent in the tailgate. I bought a dentless paint puller right after I bought this truck. Like our second or third camping trip, we had a tree branch fall on the hood and put a couple little dents in it, and I was able to get those dents out where you can't even see them anymore. I worked on this one before our trip to Destin, a few hours, and I got it. It was a pretty bad one because it was not just a round dent. It was more like it was like about an inch long, and it was like, it just wasn't a perfectly round one. So I've got it to where it's barely noticeable, but I'm going to go back, and when things cool down a little bit more and I have a little bit extra time, I'm going to go back and work on that some more. Well, I know Allie's excited, and she's ready to get this trip started. School's been going good so far for her, and the kids have been doing great. They're all wearing their mask, and so far everything's going good. And but she is already ready for a break and ready to celebrate her big 5-0. We actually had another cruise show last Sunday. This past Sunday in Port Charlotte, and it was outside. Big crowd, but everybody was pretty much way back off the stage, and it was a motorcycle event, and we played from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, and it was hot. I thought Allie was going to pass out dancing at one point. I looked back and I said, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, why?" And I'm like, "You look like you're going to pass out." It was pretty brutal. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I will show the dent pulling stuff here at the end of the video in case you're interested in seeing how that kind of works. And we will see you next week with some hopefully some great footage from the Keys, because it seems like it's been more than 2 years since we've been there, and it's the Keys are awesome. We just love the Keys. So we'll see you next week. If you are new to our channel, we would really appreciate it if you would just smash that subscribe button down below. It doesn't cost anything, and it really helps out the channel. And we will see you guys next week. All right. See you guys. Bye. Okay, so you can see the dent right here that I put in it. It's not too bad. It's got a little bit of a scratch in it too. But I am going to do my best to pull this out to where it's not there anymore. You can kind of see it when I... There you go. There's a good view of it. So I just cleaned it with a little alcohol, rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. It's hard for me to say that word. Waiting for my heat gun to heat up, and I'm going to find a couple of my tools. Basically the right size of these here. I put a little glue on there, stick it on there, give it a few minutes to set, and use the slide hammer to try to pull the dent back out. Basically, the alcohol just allows the glue to come back off easily. Definitely going to need some more glue on that one. This may be a little bit too big of a peg, but I'll try it. Give it a few seconds to set up there. I just pop the slide hammer on. Okay, it came out a little bit. There's a little alcohol here. And that peel right off. All right, I'm gonna try a smaller one. All right, this is where I left off on the dent. You can still see it a little bit, but it's getting better. I'm just gonna have to pull it out a little bit more and then go back around and tap down where I actually pull it out to get that little indentation out there. But you know, basically from back here, it's better.
Love, love.